It's a battle each and every Friday night in the Western Big Six, but for one night a year, the coaches get together and play nice. That's tonight at the Western Big Six Coaches Banquet, and joining me now, the head coach of the Moline Maroons, the defending champion Moline Maroons, Mike Morrissey. First and foremost, Coach, thank you for dressing up for the occasion.
Anytime. I do what I can to impress. That's how we roll.
Talk about tonight, because you go around the state, there's great conferences in Iowa, but this doesn't happen, I don't think, anywhere else. What about tonight is so special?
I think we say the same thing every year. It's just a unique setting in an awesome community, and everybody buys into it. And it's really neat when you can get everybody to come back and be a part of this thing. And I just think the fan base here in the Quad Cities for football is really strong. And I think they're looking forward to information about their team, that inside scoop about how things are going to look for the season. And so I think it makes it fun and exciting. To get everybody together is always a blast.
You joke about that, but there's no inside scoops that come out tonight, is there?
Yeah, there's always something that slips here and there. Especially when you're calling the shots and trying to poke at guys, somebody's going to say something that they regret later on, and that's kind of how it works. But it is fun. It is fun to see everybody. It's good to know, that again, football in the Quad Cities is alive and strong and going well.
Let's look at this conference, because there's a lot of good teams. You guys are the defending champions. You lose a lot, you gain a lot, all that kind of stuff. Handicap this thing for me. Who's the best of the best in the Western Big Six?
I think right now Quincy. From what they bring back a year ago, I think they're very, very talented. They're going to be good on both sides of the ball. They're going to be really athletic and dynamic. So I think everybody's going to be chasing them. That's my opinion. And I think they're going to have a great team. I think Sterling's always tough and competitive. Geneseo should be better this year. It'll be a good conference schedule.
I always say, if you know who wins the Western Big Six tonight, you're lying, because you just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. Talk about that, because there's so much, so many close matchups throughout the season that you really don't know in August what's going to happen.
No, it's a really competitive conference, really from top to bottom, and with injuries and different things that kind of guys kind of catch their footing at some point in the season and get on a roll. You have no idea, and it's always really competitive. You turn on Friday nights and you'll be shocked at a lot of the scores you see. And I think that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it entertaining for the fans, for sure.
Talk to me about the Maroons. Of course, everyone remembers that yard, 1 yard away from going to the quarterfinals and all that kind of stuff. There's familiar names that I'm not going to get to call this year because they're not there anymore. Yeah. But I know you like your guys. Talk to me about the Maroons.
We do like our guys. These guys have put a ton of time and effort in from the beginning of the offseason all the way through the summer, and a lot of guys have been waiting for their opportunity. I think that's the neat thing and the unique thing about losing a ton of seniors that were playing for you a year ago, is now it opens up a lot of opportunities for these guys to step into their role, and to write their chapter in Moline football history.
30 seconds left with you. Who gets it the most tonight? Who's public enemy number one up there?
Oh man, it's tough. I'm going to be honest. Rick Little's here, okay, for the first time since I've been here. Yeah. That should make everybody nervous. That means Quincy. I thought they were good in 2018, and that dude didn't show up, and now he's here tonight. We're all in some trouble. So that's why I say Quincy's probably the front runner. Fritz will probably get a little bit of it, considering he's been a head coach of 2 teams here in the Big Six in the last 6 months. And then I think everybody's open for some jabs. I think it's all in good fun, so it makes it entertaining.
Be nice to the MC.
Always.
I appreciate you. He's Mike Morrissey, head coach of the Moline Maroons.